Living in Boulder vlog for October 22nd of 2018, and it is currently 11:13 p.m. on October 22nd. So, um, let me know if you like that angle or if this angle is more supreme. This angle seems like the most supreme. Okay. So I'm gonna put this video down, get the screen away, and just hope that the computer continues to record for me. Okie dokie. So I haven't done a video for 2 weeks, so here's my bi-weekly video address. My fireside chat. I should do marijuana smoking while I do fireside. So the last time that I did video, I was working on the law code of America. I would say that's, and when I started working and I told my mom, she's like, ooh. And plus my fiance was like, ooh. And I felt good about it. I was like, it was like God was, or like the inside of me was like, good. Even though it's a lot of work, because everybody likes to bitch and moan about the law. Well, I think the best way to fix the world is to just make yourself smarter than the guys in control, and then you beat the shit out of them with your intellect. So if you just go into, but you have to have come armed with bazookas. So that's how you go in and you look at the law. Like, you could download the file. I'm gonna offer my U.S. law code as a file to download. Then people can open it on their Dreamweaver or whatever and modify it themselves. Because what you do is you just have the American law code on your website and all the law codes all the way to your local district. And then in red, like how you turn your paper in to your teacher, they give it back red. You just fill up the law code with red. And then you run for office and you go, look at my red law code, and that's it. That puts you at a higher IQ level than everybody else, and if people don't follow along, then that's their fucking problem. That's where you give up on politics and become a philosopher, which is the ultimate true passion pursuit. So, but little did I know, I actually abandoned that project. Well, I'm doing sweep style. When I work on it, I do first level, and then I come back down to first level. I went up to the end and then back down, because that's 54 chapters. And when I got to the bottom, I was like, okay, because I was trying to have these books read to me on my website, the history books, and they were all fucked. I was like, what the fuck? I thought that I was done. Like, that's why I worked on the law code, because I thought I was done. Turns out I wasn't done. I'm like not even close to done of anything. So I was like, fuck this. So I just went and I'm trying to fix all the books that are already on my website. Because I realized none of the links work on half of my fucking pages. So, and I did a batch edit which took away the numbers of the chapters. Everybody had like one period and two period and stuff, and I was like, all right, one period. And just hitting one period's away somehow in the code, whatever, it took away all these numbers, all the fucking numbers. So I had to punch them back in manually. And hopefully it didn't screw up with too many like dates on the actual written papers. But I do have the backup from before on this computer. So, but I use it every once in a while when I'm like, oh shit, there's a date that I know isn't complete. I just look on this computer and I fill it in. But yeah, batch edits don't always work. Dreamweaver's weird sometimes, yeah, but whatever. I don't want to talk about that. So what I didn't think that I was going to abandon that project, but I did. Well, I was working on this pages, and then but then I didn't think I was going to abandon the project where I'm working on the books that I already have, because I suddenly somehow, I can't remember. There's a splinter in my hand. Somehow I got looking in my ancestors, and I noticed an ancestor website called Jenny.com. If you go on Jenny.com, GENI.com, and then if you have a list of ancestors and you know of somebody in your family you're related to, like from 100 years ago or whatever, or maybe not that long, just type people, they might show up on the website, and then you can click on son of, and I trace my way all the way back to Adam and Eve, because I traced my way back through the kings of. I'm not very far away from kings of Ireland. Like I don't have my website here, but my grandfather's grandmother was a MacDonald, and she was the granddaughter of the grandson of a king of Ireland, and they traced that back, but it went from like this one guy was born 100 A.D. and then his father was from 100 B.C. So they skipped, and there was another problem where this guy's father was like some dude who lived 200 years after him, so they screwed up the line. So I gave up, and I'll go and look at that website in 10 years, and maybe it'll be fixed, and then that'd be cool to make all of your family lines, like every single one you can find, even if it's 100. And then you could have like earliest ancestor list, or how many lines you can trace back to Adam and Eve. The way I go back to Adam and Eve is Irish legend has it that the son of the last king of Judah, Zedekiah's daughter, fled to Ireland, and married the king, and so, so, man, and most people should try it because if you go that far back, probably all of us are directly related to famous kings and queens. Because it was back in those days, it was the rich that had the babies, and they made sure that poor people didn't. So yeah, I was looking at some of these lists. Women were having 18 children. I was like, whoa. So, and some of them were living forever too. One of my grandmamas lived from 1500s, lived 111 years. And then, of course, in biblical times, they think they live forever. But so that's what I did. But then I got stuck, so I gave up before bashing my head in the wall and trying to work around it, which was good. And so then I started working on the books again, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing Plenty right now, and I'm attaching the page numbers to all the chapters, and there's 2,600 chapters in Plenty, so that's a lot of work. It took me like 2 full days, and then tomorrow maybe I'll finish tomorrow, and then I batch edit, converting the page numbers to the time. But for some reason the batch edit didn't work on this other, because I also put Josephus Jewish Wars in there, the menu for it, so I could batch edit the time into that along with it, but it didn't do it, so I have to do that manually. The code was like something different. I don't know. I didn't bother to look, but yeah. So, anyways, and then I have to finish the links. The links in Plenty don't work, and then I have to attach the words. So I thought I did all that, but anyways, yeah. And then I'll work down the line, and then once I'm done, and I make sure again. I've done that. It seems like I've done this like a dozen times in my timeline too. Like I think I fixed all the links, and then I go back and none of the links work. I wouldn't be surprised if I go back to my timeline tomorrow and I click around and none of the fucking links work all over. Even though I could have sworn 10 times before I did the sweep and I made sure all of them worked. But yeah, be careful for batch edit that way. Maybe they can fuck up links. But anyway, so and while I'm doing this, somebody gave me a request to do a video about monarchy, and that's a really good request. So then I decided I wanted to study all the different forms of government from Plato and Aristotle. So I wanted to learn, like memorize Aristotle Politics and Plato Republic, because those are the books where they talk, and then Plato Dialogues, because those are the books where they talk about politics but I'm really high, and so it's hard to kind of figure it all out. And so what I want to do is just listen to it over and over again, listen to people talking about it, and then when I get around to it, I'm going to go back to those books on my website, and I'm going to title all of the chapters, because I never did that. I only numbered all the chapters, and I see that they're actually already titled, like on Dialogue. So I didn't get around to finishing those books. So I'll finish those books, and then I'll listen to them on my website again after I'm finished. Like, the main reason I'm putting all these books on my website isn't to make money or whatever, or help other people read books. It's so that it's for me. Like, I need them to look the way that I need them to look. I need to have them all on one page and all that stuff, color coded, and then I can put the photos next to it, and then it'll be really good. When you have photos on either side, then you can scroll down, you look at the photos, and whenever you hear something, you go, okay, what photo is that next to? And it helps you memorize the book. That's how you memorize books. You just chop them up. Like, you look at the book, you go, how many pages? Then you go, how many chapters? Okay, what are the name of the chapters? How big are the chapters? What are the chapters in the chapters? What are the names of the chapters in the chapters? You know, kind of like, how do you destroy hard candy really fast? You chew it, chew it, chew it, suck it, chew it, chew it, chew it. When it's all tiny little pieces, it's just getting assaulted by saliva on all sides. The same thing with a book. You just assault it from all sides. You break it up. You don't just read it cover to cover, you know, and then never read it again. I was talking to somebody the other day. I'm like, yeah, I'm reading Plato Republic. They're like, Plato Republic, no! I had to read that in college, you know. It's like, you have to look at those books as something that you just have to read over and over again. And maybe, and there's certain books that are important to learn, you know, even if you have to read them 100 times. But, yeah, but it's kind of fun, I guess, to sit there and be high and try to listen to Plato. Somebody said on a comment, like, lose weight, fat fuck, or whatever. And people might think I'm, like, weird for sitting around on my ass and stuff. But, I mean, my philosophy is I'm gonna, I think I got it out. I'm going to sit here. This is a really good design where you get to lay on your back all day long. Because it's like you're not injuring anything or whatever. And, and just work and, just be glad that you have your youth and your health. I was listening to Plato, and he's talking about the dialogues, and it's these old guys talking about how, sometimes when you get old, the grumpier guys are like, they lament how they can't, like, you don't value physical health and not having physical pains until you have them, and then all of a sudden you're like, So I'm trying to. I think the best thing is to just enjoy my youth is to sit here and work on the website, because I can't do it as well enjoyably later. So just do as long as you can, and then when I have to, then that's when I'll start exercising. But because I get like passive income, and if the world is dying, I don't want to be like a lame ass and just like have fun biking. Like, that doesn't help anybody. I want to do something to change the world, and then I'll be able to have fun, exercise, and then I could keep helping by learning and then doing YouTube videos. So I have to finish, but the problem is I keep starting new things, and so then I have to finish them, and that extends the time I'm going to be done. I think it'll be done in about 3 years. I mean, 2.5 years, 30 months, or maybe 3 years. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a video on Plato. Like, I feel like if I can do a video on Plato, I'm like in the club of fucking intellectuals, Like, that's way up there on the list of accomplishments. So I want to talk about monarchy, but I want to listen to the videos more. I'm listening to Plato, this dude read it on YouTube here. I was listening to my computer read it to me. I mean, my cell phone as well, both of them. So, I feel like I was going to say something, but I forgot, but I can't think of it. But I've talked for 13 minutes and 50 seconds. Pretty much said the same thing that I always say. But, if people watch my videos every day, what you should do to make it the complete experience, you should look at the section of my website that I'm talking about. Because that stuff's under heat. That stuff's under motion. And so right now, my history book section is hot. And like in a couple weeks, all those links are going to be fixed, all those. And then there's going to be more books on there. And so, yeah, man. And you should get in the habit of having your cell phone read books to you on my website. Because all you do is on the iPhone 10, you just hit the book. You just hold your hand on it. The thing pops up. You just drag it down. Hold it at the bottom, it just drags down. Where's my phone? Oh, it's getting charged. Maybe I should show you. I'm like trying to describe. What a dumbass. All right. So here's my website, right? There's my website. That's like one of the books. Oh shit. You can't see shit. I can't see shit. Okay, look. You can see it if you do it sideways. Okay, watch this. Here. Well, it doesn't always... Oh, here we are. Okay. You see that? You see that? You see that? Huh? You like that? You can just hold it down all the frickin' way, dude. Whole goddamn book. Check that out. I think this is Plato. No, this is Aristotle. Aristotle Politics. Okay, that's chapter 2 because it's orange. Now watch this. That was pretty much all of chapter 2. Oh shit, I lost my connection. Ah, lickety dick. Here, I'm doing it again. You have to be careful not to lose. Okay, and then you stop. You let go. And then this pops up. And then you hit speak. Watch.
Because there are great defects in all those which are already established, that I have been induced to undertake this work. We will begin with the part of the subject which naturally presents itself first to our consideration. The members of every state must of necessity have all things in common, or some things common, and not others, or nothing at all common.
And if you wanted to stop it, you can just minimize it, or you hit that, and if you turn the screen off, it'll stop. So you have to keep the screen on. But yeah, that's how freaking simple it is, dude. You could do a 350-page book in like it only takes a few seconds, 30 seconds probably, or whatever, or less than a minute. You're down to the bottom of the book, you let go. Speech comes up, hit speech, and boom, you're off to the races. You don't even have to buy Natural Reader. The problem with Natural Reader is when you're on the Natural Reader browser, you can't click to certain spots on the book. But with the regular browser, which reads to you, you can click around on the book. And so that's a big bonus. Because like right here's my book, right? Here, we'll do it. It's diagonal. You just do double click. What the fuck? Oh, I actually hit a fucking link on accident. That's one of those books that's fucked that you have to fix, man. When you have all these books, nothing's fucking fixed. And then you do a demo and the fucking thing you hit's fucked. Anyway. So you hit that, it goes up, and then whatever, I'll describe it later. So, hey, that's a good video, man. Sorry if it was a little long. And I'll talk to you in a couple weeks.